Hello everyone. In the previous video, we containerized the TRIRIGA application using Docker images. We launched a container for TRIRIGA in which the application and database were bundled together. We exposed the container port on 8001 to access the TRIRIGA application. However, we have a limitation. This setup cannot be scaled up. If we create more containers with the similar setup, it will result in different TRIRIGA instances. It can be useful only if we want to create separate instances for our dev, test and UAT environments, but not if we want to scale up the TRIRIGA application pointing to the same database based on the load. In this video, I will show you how we achieve that using Kubernetes. In a Kubernetes node, we have the smallest unit called a pod, and we can install the DB2 database inside the pod. In the same way, we can install the TRIRIGA Liberty application on the another pod. Now, in this case, since our application is in a different pod as compared to the database, we create a service that allows our app to talk to the database. Then we need another service which we will use to access the TRIRIGA. In this video, I will show you how to create these four components inside Kubernetes. And later in the video, I will show you how to scale up our TRIRIGA application. Here is my Kubernetes dashboard, which I have installed on my local host. We can also use the Kubernetes on the IBM cloud or any other cloud such as AWS, Google, or Azure. They will all have the same view of the Kubernetes dashboard. For this video, I will be using my local host. The very first step is to create the pod for the DB2 database. Here, I will be pasting my YAML file in which I specify that I want to create a pod, and this is the image I want to pull from the Docker Hub. So here you can see that the DB2 server pod has been created, and if I open this pod and I check the logs, I can confirm that my DB2 has started successfully. The second step is I want to expose the service of the DB2 database, which is the default 50,000 port, so that my app container can use this 50,000 port to communicate with my DB2. The third step is that I will be creating the TRIRIGA app pod. So here in this, I am specifying I want to create a pod, and this is the image I want to pull from the Docker Hub. And then the fourth step is I want to create a service which I will be using to access the TRIRIGA application pod. So again, I'll be adding my YAML file. This is the kind equal to service, and I will be exposing the default 8001 port of TRIRIGA to the 30,008 port. So let me create the service, and now let me go to the app server 1 and check the logs. As you can see, my TRIRIGA application has started, so I can go to the local host and 30,008 port, and I'm able to see my TRIRIGA login page. The next step I would like to show is that how about we scale this TRIRIGA application. So for that, let me create another pod for the TRIRIGA application, and this time it will be called App Server 2. So now you see here, I have got my two pods, App Server 1 and App Server 2, that are communicating to the DB2 server. So let me go to the TRIRIGA login page. Here, if I refresh the login page, I can see that instead of the App Server 1, it will sometime redirect it to App Server 2. The next step is, let's take a look at the admin console, and we use the system admin, the default password. Let's go to admin console, and we can see that I have both my App Server 1 and App Server 2. Here we can configure that which agent I want to run on which of the servers. Another way to scale up the application is by using the replica sets. So for which I add another YAML file. Here I define that I want the replica set and replicas to be 3. So the moment I create this, you will see that the replica set is now able to create a third pod for the TRIRIGA application. Now if I go to the replica set, and here I have the option to scale the TRIRIGA application pods. So if I want, I can also scale it down to 2 or let's say 1. So the moment I scale it down to 1, and if I go back to the pods, both the pods have been deleted, and now I'll be left with only one app server pod.